Hi everyone and welcome back to Havenwood. Last time out we built this beautiful farmyard here and we went heavy on all our detailing. We also put together both this industrial area and a second one here to give us more jobs for the city, on top of building this very cool green office district as well. And we managed to get our unemployment to under 1%, which I think was amazing for our small little town. In today's episode we're going to be building a customized school district here. It's going to have its own customized football/soccer field and baseball field as well. We're not going to be using the in-game assets that we have here. If we look at the soccer field, that's pretty massive, and if we have a look at the baseball field, that's pretty huge as well. I did think about putting the athletics field in as well, that you get as an add-on with the school, but that, again, that's even bigger, and we're not gonna be doing that. So currently, if we take a look at our school situation, and good news is I've got toggle overlays on, which I didn't have before, don't know why. Now we don't have this bright white background when we click on any of our information icons, which is amazing because it was just too much. It was too much. This darker look is so much better and you can actually see what's going on. So if you don't have that, I heavily recommend getting that. So we take a look at our education here. You can see our small town of Springport has only got elementary schools, or a elementary school. So yeah, plenty of demand there, and we can easily satisfy our capacity for that. But we're going to today get in a high school. We're going to decide whether a college fits. We've only got 28 eligible, but I think it's really important we get a high school so at least all our citizens have some basic education. In the UK we have what we call GCSEs, and that's what a lot of jobs use, and then obviously you've got your A levels and your degrees that come after that, but the high school gives you your main education that you can go into jobs with when you get to 16 and you want to leave education. You've got that option, so we're going to get in that. That's super important. So if we only have that, then fine, we've ticked the boxes for education for Springport. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to extend this road out a little bit, and we're going to be using this area here just to kind of finish off the bottom of the city here, and then the plan is to have some farmland around that, which we may or may not put in today. So let's extend this out a little bit. We're going to make it quite large for now. That's probably a little bit too much, but at least we can delete it after when we've finished. We will go in as well and upgrade all of these with both our trees and hedges as well, which we've already done for the rest of this road. Nice. So next we're going to get our elementary school in. Of course, being a small town, we're going to try and find a small high school. There we go, perfect. That is still quite large. We're going to put that in. I'll tell you what we will do first, because I'm going to put in a park, and we're going to get in the 6x4 playground that we've got here. Yep, that's nice, that's brilliant. I do want that right next to our high school, so the kids have got somewhere they can play either in their lunch break, or if the school don't use it, they've got somewhere the kids can hang around, and at least recreationally they're playing somewhere, they're not hanging on the streets. That looks quite nice. So if we take a look at the upgrades we've got available for this, we've got this, which is ridiculous. That's half the size of our city, so we are not going to be putting that in. And then we've got our little extension wing here, which we could put in there. We could put in, what does that actually give us? 100 capacity. Upkeep's $3,000 though, that's a lot. We are in the negative. We are running a deficit on our budget. And then you've probably got wages on top of that. If you take a look at this high school here, I mean the total running cost of 18,000. That's crazy. I mean the wages are 12,000. So I think the numbers they actually provide here are not quite right. I think it's a shame. We will select Springport as our operating district for that one, just to make it obvious. So next we're going to go in now. We're going to clear the trees out and place down our soccer field. And do take your time when you do this, especially if you've got buildings with lots of detailing in, because it will take down or take out all your detailing that you've put in, which I only realised the other week. nicely in there. We had to flatten the ground out. I'm saving some room for both houses here, and I might have some commercial buildings just here, some like shops that you'd go to either visit for lunch or little places that you can sit and eat, and the kids and parents can hang out there. And then we're going to have a little bit of space here where we have a couple of stands. We're going to keep it quite low key as this is quite a small town. And then we're going to have our baseball field and maybe a sort of off the grid car park over here. And again, they're both going to be custom built. So let's go in now and get those details in down the side here, and we can then finish off with putting the stuff in over this end. With our Find It mod, I've filtered through and we found this little 3x3 commercial here. I was initially looking at this 4x3, but I think it's just a little bit close to our soccer field there. So we've gone for the 3x3 commercial. I think this looks great. It does look like a little restaurant or little cafe, something like that. And I didn't want it, let's put it in there. I didn't want it too close to the road, so we can get lots of decaling in at the front here. And I also didn't want a car park with it. I think a car park would ruin it, because we're going to have some car park over here, and I think that would just take up some vital space. So let's go in, let's get this detailed up and see how it looks. So we've cleared everything out, put some surfaces down, and we've used this concrete one, which is tiles small, and I really like the look of that. Another one of Sully's great productions, and it fits really well with what we're going to put in here in terms of almost having lots of tables, decorations in. We might extend it out here a little bit as well. We're going to see how our stands look that we're going to have lined up here. But let's go in, let's get in all of those now, and we'll see what the final result looks like. So we've added the main bulk of our soccer stadium here, or soccer pitch. We've added some sand decals in, which I actually really like to add some texture just to normal grass and make it look like it's been a little bit more heavily used. We've got areas that are a little bit more trampled on, so I think that looks really, really cool. We've gone to loads of detail, and we've even added some corner flags there. So if you say I'm not detailed enough, then I don't know what more I can do than add in something that you probably can't see 99% of the time. We've got our little soccer stands here. We've kept it quite small because it's a small town build, and we're going to go in and we're going to put lots of vegetation in around here now. And we're definitely going to change the colour of these to orange, because that's the colour of our Jacobs Village logo. I like how our little corner cafe slash restaurant has come together there. We've used as many props as we could to really bring it to life. We've got the coloured parasols with the chairs, little signs out the front. It's hard to see here. We've even got the little bookshelves and fruit stalls to buy food and things. So I think that's pretty cool. We've got the graffiti around the side. We changed the colour of the building to make it stand out a little bit more so it catches the eye of people coming past. I imagine that's what restaurants like McDonald's and Burger King, all your big chain ones would do. So last thing left to do really is bring this to life. And what we do have in the base pack, if we go into here and if I type in fatty, I know that's one of the things they've got. We got loads of cool postages and signs that we can use from the base pack. So we're going to go in and put a few of these in now. So I've saved these ones earlier because they're perfect for our small town here. We've got both the little sign there, we've got the wall sign here as well. Oh, I love that, that glows, that's brilliant. And then we've got these little signs here. So we're going to imagine that we've got a burger store on the right there, or a burger restaurant on the right. We're going to kind of imagine we're going to split this into two halves. And on the left, we've also got these cool fries ones as well. Again, we're going to do exactly the same here. Put these out the front. We've got our fries sign there. And then the little fries sign there. Nice. That is pretty cool. Oh, and that fries one lights up as well. I think that looks wicked. So we'll jump into photo mode and take a look at that. I think that looks quality. And yeah, you can see how just every little thing that we've done there really brings it to life. I think that looks cool. Great little place for both all the soccer players and the baseball players that we've got coming in later on, for them to visit and get some fast food. Maybe they get a burger craving after they play. So let's get this stadium area developed and decorated here. I have handpicked out a few mods in our find it tool that I think will work. The first we're going to do is go in and get this. There's a little bit of a border to the area, put around the side. Mostly for aesthetics more than anything else, and so that it just takes away that bland look we've got here of just a grey concrete. So we're going to get this placed both sides. We're going to almost create like a little opening here where people know they walk through there. That's the entrance. Then we've also got a little side parameter here as well. So let's get some food stalls in as well. I can imagine our stadium's going to have a few food stalls. We're not going to go too mad with these. It's only a small town in America, so we're not going to have a lot going on, but I do want to have a little something down here. I imagine that this is a stadium people visit when there's a big match on. I can see that it's not just the school that are going to use this stadium, but it's also going to be a place where people get together for their big local team. Maybe it's Springport FC. Everyone's getting together to watch them play. And we're just putting this little barrier down here. I might actually go in. Can we change the colour of these? I'm not sure if we can. No, we can't. We'll leave them as they are for now. I'll show you what I'm going to put in there in a second. But let's get some of the other little bits in. We're going to obviously have some trash bins in here. There's going to be lots of people eating with food, bringing their own food, putting rubbish in the bin. I will jump in now, and I haven't used this a lot, but I've got a cool litter tool which I think is great, and we can put some bits of litter around the bins there. I think that adds a really good effect. We can even put some in the corners there. We might put another one there as well. Yeah, and I just think that looks really, really cool. Does all these little things that you can do with your detailing really adds another layer to the game. I'd like to get in around here though. First of all, I tried to think what could I actually put in this area which would look good, and I kind of imagine it a little bit like somewhere that doesn't have its own stand, but they're gonna sell programs. So this is going to be where they come and they buy programs, and this is where they're going to also sell some of the football kits as well. And then we're going to grab some cardboard boxes that we're just going to stack here, really nothing too special. And this is where they keep spare items that they'll need, and we're going to go in and we're going to layer this up a little bit using our elevation tool here, and we can just get these stacked up nicely just like that. Once we've got it down to the right height, I think that looks pretty decent. I might actually, you can see that's not quite resting on the table, and that will annoy me, so we're just going to repeat that same process and grab our box and see if we can get it back on that table. I can't remember what we had it at, 0.7, must have been 0.8. Let's just go for 0.8. That'll do. I think that looks cool. That area does look pretty nice now. We also need to add in some benches as well. We're going to put these just down the sides. Then we'll just add in some little flower pots here all around, just around these sort of edges, nothing too special. Just fit in with what we've really done for the rest of the town. And lastly, just to finish this area off now, we're going to put some stains in as well, and hopefully just give it that extra layer, little bit of texture. So you can see, using those light stains there by Broman, I think they look so much better. But you can use them in moderation. It means we can control the amount we use. It's not too overboard with the stains that we've used, and it also means that we don't have the stain decals stacked on top of each other. So I am going to do a little bit of that now. We're going to grab our stains here, because what I would like to do is, if we go towards where the goal is, we imagine where I know we've got some sand decals down here, which is great. If I imagine where a lot of the mud is going to be, it's going to be around the goal areas, probably around those areas where people have sort of run across the most. So you've got your goal area, your centre spot, maybe some free kicks here, some around that side as well. We're also going to have some where people are training along the sides here, and this is where they also enter and probably hang out the most. So I can imagine that these areas are going to be the most muddy areas. And if we have a look at kind of how that looks in terms of mud and the stained sand surfaces, I think that looks like a pretty complete pitch now. I think that looks brilliant. We've kept it quite small. If we jump in here to photo mode, you can see it does look really, really cool. This area here, when I move down, I think that looks great. That looks brilliant. I'm looking forward to people actually using that now. I know Sully's got some ploddable citizens coming soon, so if we can get them in here, we can make this area look like it is really well used. A lot of our walkways that we've got, if we go into here, into some of our areas they've got here, a lot of these don't work unless they're on buildings, so it's pointless me putting this in. I've just found this out, but yeah, we get those ploddable citizens. I think that will really add to this whole area. So next up, we're gonna hopefully just finish off this area here. What I'd like to do is take out some of the surfaces, add some of our own vegetation in, just to make sure that the building fits in with the theme of the whole city. We put this 6x4 parking, which I really like, and we used this earlier in other episodes, but one of my favorites. We're going to extend this out here and make this a big sort of park green area, put a path through it. I think it will look much better. It will fit better alongside the school here. Won't have this big gaping gap. So our school area put together there. I think that looks really good, starting to fit in with the rest of the town. I quite like the rock features with the pebbles. I just think those look great. I think it looks quite nice in our little park, and just by putting this path through the middle of the park here, it makes it kind of fit with the rest of what I've already done. Obviously we took off the fence and put our own fence line down, but yeah, I think that does all look like one park now. Like I've just made the whole thing where actually it's a custom park, and it will still benefit the rest of the city in terms of attractiveness, so that's really cool. Time to move on now to the exciting bit, and that is getting some detailing in down here and building our baseball pitch as well. So I keep forgetting to press play, but we'll do that now so the game can run while I'm putting this in. It's great to see some of our houses come together. I think the fact we put a park in there really makes this area a little bit more attractive to live in. And what I'm thinking I get down here, I might have to remove a couple of these trees a little bit far out. But the first thing I want to do is get a track in all the way down here. And we're going to have a car park around the back of these houses. And then after that, it's going to be our baseball field here in the spare space that we've got. We can fill all this area with vegetation, adjust this to finish the episode off today. That's our car park finished. Again, we've kept these little rock features going, and I really like this forest terrain here surface as our mud feature. I think that looks brilliant. We've layered on some little riverbed surface around the outside as well, just to give it a rocky finish. And then I love these little gravel trail marks that we've got here coming down the side, making it obvious that okay, that's where you drive. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm just debating whether I make this a little bit more muddy with some stains. If I go in here and grab some of our stains now, we can probably make areas of this slightly more muddy. I definitely think that is way better, just like that. I can even make the entrance here a little bit more muddy too. Looks like it's been drived on a little bit more. Yep, that looks way better now. Gives it a few extra layers. Because this car park is massive, and I don't actually know how many people are going to use it out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why they would. Unless they live here, they might use it. But for that reason, I'm going to insert my own cars. What I suggest is don't use the cars that you can find here, because they will just, for me, they just disappear. If you use like buses and things on police cars, what they'll actually do is take away the police cars from the actual buildings, so don't do that. What I would suggest is download the vanilla car park or the vanilla car pack, and you can get all of these here, and then you can just insert your own vehicles really. So we're going to go in and just put a few in here, spread them out, and make it look like this is a well-used car park. Yeah, nice. I think that's enough for now. I think that looks pretty cool, that whole area. I am looking forward to getting the blockable citizens that we can use in all our custom park areas anyway, to make it a little bit more well used. We're going to go in now. I might expand this road out a little bit. We're going to go in and build a custom designed baseball field, and this is the bit I'm a little bit worried about because it's quite hard, and I had a little play around with it and it's quite a lot of work. So let's jump into the time lapse now. go. That's Springport School District finished, and I love the look of that. I love our little baseball field that we've got in here. It took me a little while to get that done, but if we zoom in a little bit, you can see we made good use of the surfaces there to kind of highlight where the edges of the field would be, and to make it look a little bit more sandy, we put some muddy textures in kind of with our sitting benches down here. So I think that looks really cool with a little walkway coming in. And I do like our sort of gravel path that we put in down here to make this look like the place where people can drive in both to our car park and to our into our little maintenance area here, where I can imagine they store all the rubbish, other things that they need to sort of maintain and keep good care of the grass on all the land here. So I think that area looks brilliant, just tucked away at the back there, nestled in the trees. And I have kind of kept this theme here with the rocks and I've used the rubble here to make it look like a kind of North American town. I think that looks great, and you can see I've used them well in this car park here. We've got some of our vanilla cars in here. We're imagining that these cars are orange because they're big fans of our orange football club, or orange kit anyway, that Springport represents. And I've used the sort of stained decals here as kind of a mud effect, and I do quite like that. I think that looks really cool. And we've got the entrance here nestled in, which will be between some houses when they come in and people want to buy those properties. So it's got a little kind of hidden driveway that you might not know about unless you're visiting the school area. And then we put some vegetation around the school here, and it kind of fits in nicely now. It's not just a slab of concrete placed on some grass, so that's way better. And again, we use the mud surfaces, or the stain surfaces, to create the mud on our football pitch there. And like I said earlier, we put in lots of benches, lots of decorations, and we imagine this area here is kind of like a little sales area. You've got your food stalls. We've carried on with the plant pots that we like across the whole city, and a little cart there for people to buy their ice creams if it's a nice day and they fancy something to cool them off. So yeah, that is brilliant. And I like I said earlier, I do kind of imagine that this football stadium is not just going to be used by the school, but it's going to be used by the whole city and their local maybe soccer team that's big. Any big clubs that come in, then great, they can come in and the whole town's going to get behind them. They can watch them play and visit the area. We put in a little custom park down here, and I think this whole area looks brilliant, especially now the lights are working. We put in our own sort of swing sets, and we customized the top here and turned it into one big giant park. And again, continue the theme with the rock features, but I love that we've put the little gazebo in there, sort of nestled in amongst the bushes, and looks like a sort of nice tranquil park that you can go and sit, and then you can just let the kids go crazy in the park. So yeah, this whole area has really come together. And I imagine that our little shop down here, this is the place where all the kids, all the people want to visit. They can pop in there if they fancy a burger or fries after their big match, and a place where sort of people will congregate and sit and eat and sit and chat about the game that they've just played. So yeah, this is a fantastic place for all our citizens to go and visit. If you want to see me build a realistic farm with cool mods and mods that aren't even out yet, then please click on this video here. It's the best farm that I've built yet. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button to see more from Jacob's Village.